Hi, I'm Steve from Toys in the Hood. Today I'm going to take a look at the Militarum Tempestus Codex that I've borrowed off a friend. I've not had a look through it myself yet, not really, and I've got it for this evening, so I thought I'd have a look at it and share it with you guys. Now, the Militarum Tempestus, just like they changed the Imperial Guard to Astra Militarium, the Militarum Tempestus are the new Stormtroopers. And this codex, this supposedly lets you field an army of them entirely of Stormtroopers. So let's take a look. Oh, in fact, before I do, it's a hardback book. It's £30, same as all the other codexes, but it's only available through the Games Workshop mail order through their web store. So you probably haven't seen this yet. So it's the standard front cover, the single man there, the opening up, which is a black and white piece of art there. Militarum Tempestus, Scions of the Scholar Progenium. I think the Scholar of the Progenium is where the orphans of the Empire end up. It's where the Commissars and the Stormtroopers come from. As ever, designed by the Games Workshop Design Studio. The whichever mysterious faces those are. Right, so typical intro. I'm going to go quite quickly through this. I've not read it, so it's more of a case of look at the pretty pictures. There's a bit of Commissar Yarrick there, the Scholar Progenium, so the institute where they learn there. Some tools of the Tempestus. Got the hot shot lasgun, the traditional weapon there, and everything else looks new. We've got medikits, a hot shot volley gun, a monoscope, a slate monitron, and an omnishield helm. I do love the new helmets on the models. I think they're fantastic. They these faceless masks, they remind me a lot of, if anyone's seen the anime AD Police. I remember watching that a lot when I was younger. I thought that was cool. Fortune of a Killer. So all of the training, little short story, some artwork that I think might be off a Caiaphas Cain novel. The structure of the Imperium man there. And here, now for this bit we start going through the history and the colours of some of the Stormtrooper regiments. The Capig Eagles, Lambden Lions, Deltic Lions, Batic Centaurs. These are all a mythical beast or an animal. The prefix is a kind of bastardised version of the Greek alphabet. So obviously they've not done it in the same order, but so Kappa is a Greek letter, Lambda is a Greek letter, Delta, Beta, Alpha. So it's just sample colour schemes, and then these are regimental symbols as well, which they seem to have on the knees. Some of them have the red caps, just like the airborne and the commandos in World War II. This is great. It's quite familiar with the Knight Codex, I think, where you saw lots and lots of heraldry. They do seem to have made a bit more of an effort with the artwork for this one. They do seem to be a bit different, looking at them. Yeah, although if we flick, I guess that is pretty much the same image, just different colours. But that's cool. It's some good examples of the colour codes you could use here. Gosh, there's a lot of them. I think we've just gone through 20 of them. Here we get the Taurox. The Taurox is the new vehicle that's been brought out for the Tempestus Militarum. It's sort of a light chimera, I guess. And it is armed with some light autocannon now. So 4 different examples there. 4 different Valkyries. One of the things about the Stormtroopers is they're a strike force, so they can be, I think they can deep strike on their own, but they can also take Valkyrie transports. Eagle's Prey. So this looks like a mission of Stormtroopers attacking. That looks like an Orc cruiser. And another example of a mission there, Bitter Salvation. And there's short stories punctuated through here as well. We've got a particularly mean looking Commissar. Another one, Vindication of Brelius. Another short story. Right, I've got a timeline here. I'll read through these at my leisure at some point. I won't bore you with them now, but we seem to see this in all the codexes, as they at the timelines. This doesn't look that different. Just some examples of stormtroopers getting themselves into trouble. Painted models. We've got the plastic models now have a command squad as well as making a regular squad. There's the Toyz Prime. Right, okay, the forces of the Militarum Tempestus. So, here we go. Oh, sorry, I missed this bit. So just some more examples. We've got some red stormtroopers, black stormtroopers, green stormtroopers. They all look pretty cool. So the forces of the Militarum Tempestus. Voice of command. This is the same as the Astra Militarum. Looking at this, they can give orders to. The commanders can give orders to the troops. Yeah, that works the same. If you pass the morale, a leadership test rather, then the order pulls off. You've got okay. These look slightly different than the Imperial Guard ones. The directed firestorm sanctioned. This gives all the weapons fired by the model's order to get the twin linked special rule. Okay, now the Imperial Guard equivalent only gives weapons twin linked when shooting monstrous creatures, and I think it only affects heavy weapons. Autonomous fire sanctioned. This lets them make a shooting attack, and they all get preferred enemy. Close assault doctrine sanctioned. They all gain the Crusader special rule for the end of the rest of the turn. I can't remember what that is. I think it's an extra 3 inches when you consolidate. Advance on target. The ordered unit gains fleet for that turn. Suppression Doctrine sanctioned. The ordered unit must make a shooting attack. When they do this, the hotshot las pistols and las guns, they only fire a single shot, but they get sniper and pinning, and then the unit cannot charge in the assault phase. Elimination protocol sanctioned. The ordered unit must make a shooting attack against an enemy vehicle or monstrous creature. When resolving this shooting, they all have rending. So that's pretty cool, actually. That gives because I think the hotshot las guns are AP3, so they're death to Space Marines. But giving them rending as well means you've got a chance against. Oh, what am I talking about? I was going to say against Terminators, but you've got a chance against Tyrannofexes and 2+ armor saves. Plus, you might even be able to penetrate an enemy vehicle if you have to. So yes, they're different from the Imperial Guard ones. Then got a Warlord chart. The Warlord chart gives you Fearless or Grenadier, which makes the Warlord twin linked if he throws grenades. Intrepid Leader. All friendly units within 12 inches of the Warlord have the stubborn special rule. Sorry, all friendly Stormtrooper units. Grav Shoot Commandos. This allows them to reroll the reserve rolls if they're deep striking. Drill Chief gives them an additional 6-inch range, provided they don't move. So when they shoot, that's on their hotshot las pistols and their las guns. And then Inspired Commander gives the Warlord +1 leadership to a maximum of 10. Okay, we've got data sheets. So this is new. We've seen the data sheets online so far. And then battlefield role keys. So I don't know. Maybe this is something new that we'll see making more sense in 7th edition. It's got the points value, battlefield role, faction and allies. Looks like it's what you'd expect. You can ally with the Imperial forces, all the Imperial forces there. Allies are convenience with Eldar, desperate allies with Dark Eldar and Tau. Come the apocalypse with anything chaosy, orcs, necrons and Tyranids. So a formation is a collection of 2 or more army lists that fight alongside each other. When you choose an army, you can take a formation as a special form of detachment. You can take any number of formations. Okay, so it looks like when taking this is basically an allied codex then. So you can take these formations and add them into your existing Imperial army, which is kind of cool actually. I was when I first saw data sheets with the Advent calendar, I was a bit put off by the whole thing. But when I broke when the Stormwing Space Marine one came out, which lets you take a Storm Raven and 2 Storm Talons, and suddenly I thought I want one of those in my army, and I'm a changed man now. I think data sheets are kind of cool. Although, of course, they do seem to be just a way of selling models as well as all of the first lot of data sheets related to box sets released around Christmas time. Right, Okay, equipment they can take. Flame we've seen, grenade launchers we've seen, hotshot volley guns new, relic plating is new, recovery gear, fire barrels, auger arrays, they're all new. Those are for the vehicle upgrades there. Right, so for 25 points, if this is a data sheet, then you can add a commissar to your army. You can upgrade him to a Lord Commissar for 40 points, so a Lord Commissar will cost you 65 points. Okay, summary execution, same as the Commissar rule. And then the Aura of Discipline, which gives friendly Stormtrooper units within 6 inches a bonus to their leadership tests. Okay, Commissar. Tempestus Command Squad. Okay, we've got these, so the basic Scion, Tempestus Scion, which is the basic trooper. He's weapon skill 3, ballistic skill 4, strength 3, toughness 3, 1 wound, initiative 3, 1 attack, leadership 7, and a save of 4+. So I think that means their leadership's 1 lower than they used to be. But then the Prime, the Tempestus Prime, the leader, he is leadership 9, so that should be okay there. What's special there? Let's see. They can take standard medipacks, which I guess will give them feel no pain. They can replace the 4 Tempestus Scions in the command squad. The command squad is 5 men, so 4 of them can take special weapons. So you can have units of melter guns and plasma guns there. They deep strike as well, so that's going to be quite nasty. And the voice of command on the Tempestus Prime, so the sergeant there, he can give orders. Tempestus Scions, these are 70 points. No, can't give any orders. The Tempestus there is leadership 8, so he's the Tempestus being the sergeant. And they're armed with las guns and las pistols. Hotshot las guns, hotshot las pistols are standard. Both types of grenade. They can deep strike again, and they can take a Taurox Prime to dedicated transport. So those could be kind of fun, dropping them into any Imperial army. I might get a unit to add in with my Red Scorpion Marines. Taurox Prime. Okay, the Taurox Prime. So here's the difference: front armor 11, strength 10, rear armor. Side armor 10, rear armor 10, 3 hull points. It's fast, and it can carry 10 models. It's got 2 fire points on each side of the hull. And it can be armed with a battle. It comes with a Taurox battle cannon. It can take a Taurox Gatling cannon or a Taurox missile launcher. It can also take a twin-linked autocannon instead of its hotshot volley gun, which is free. So for 80 points, I think that seems pretty good value if it's slightly light armoured. Okay, Valkyrie Squadron. So you can have up to 3 Valkyries here. That looks the same as the Imperial Guard Codex. I don't believe it changed much. An airborne assault formation. Let's see. So this is 1 commissar. This is a set formation. 1 commissar, 1 Tempestus command squad, 3 of the Scion squads, and 4 of the Valkyries. I'll just adjust the camera a bit to make sure you get everything there. So they get the air cavalry rule. So they all start embarked on their Valkyrie transports. They secure the area. When they disembark from the Valkyrie, the unit has the split fire rule, and all of its ranged weapons have twin linked special rule. So so you can come out literally guns blazing, and get your melter guns can take out your vehicles, and your hotshot guns will be able to concentrate on the troops that they'll be good at killing. And then when making reserve rolls, you make a single roll for the entire formation, which you can then re-roll if you want. And that's no points. You'll get that for free as long as you buy what's in the formation there. Then there's a ground assault formation, which is the same as the airborne assault with the commissar, command squad, 3 squads, and then 4 Taurox primes. This one, let's see. It's a mounted battle groups. They all start on their Taurox prime transports. Surgical deployment on any turn in which they disembark. They'll have from the Taurox prime, all of the units' ranged weapons have pinning and twin link special rules. And then calculated strike. All of the units must be set up during employment or placed in reserve, and you make a single roll for the entire formation. Okay, so that's it for unit choices, although that's a lot more than the Light Codex that I looked at previously. New weaponry. Let's see, we've seen grenades and hell strikes before. Hot shot volley gun. This is a salvo weapon, salvo 2-4, gets hot, strength 4, AP 3, range 24 inches. Torox missile launcher. Firing crack missiles, frag missiles. This is basically a Typhoon missile launcher, heavy 2 blast or heavy 2, firing either frag or crack missiles. And then the Torox battle cannon, strength 7, AP 4, heavy 1 blast. And the Gatling cannon, which is heavy 10, strength 4. So that's kind of a baby Punisher cannon. No new specific melee weapons to them. They get close combat weapons, and power fists. For the vehicles, there's an auger array, which means that if deep striking units within 6 inches don't scatter, so same as the locator beacon. Camo netting gives it an extra point of cover save, and even gives it a cover save of 6+ if it's in the open. Bizarrely, I guess that works with if you go flat out, it's your jinx save a type of cover, because then your camo netting will give you a bonus at speed, which is curious. Fire barrels gives the first time it's charged, first time the vehicle is charged, the unit that charges suffers D6 strength 4 AP 5 hits. Recovery gear, and this is again randomly allocated in capitals. I'm kind of getting the feeling there might be some hints at 7th edition subtly placed through here. Some bits seem a little bit different. Recovery gear means that it can lose immobilized on the roll of a 6, and relic plating gives it adamantium will. Special issue war gear, yeah. Medipack gives you feel no pain. Platoon standard gives you an additional wound for the purpose of calculating close combat results. Refractor field is a 5+ invulnerable save, and a Vox caster lets you re-roll failed orders. Armour, you've got Carapace armor, which is a 4+ save, and Flak armor, which is a 5+ save, and then just the summary of the profiles at the back. So yeah, that's the Stormtrooper Codex. Yeah, I think they seem like fun. I might. It seems easy to adapt them to your army, to drop them into any Imperial army, and it would be kind of cool. They do seem to be really nice models. As I said earlier, I really like the helmeted ones. So that would be quite cool. I've got a large Space Marine army, and in my time, I've added Sisters of Battle to that just as allies, and I'm currently building an Inquisitor force. I've got my Imperial Knights. So the idea of adding some Stormtroopers would be quite good. I think the big disadvantage is to add one pretty cool unit, I'd have to spend £30 on a Codex, which I don't know if I'd want to do that. I think what I would prefer to do, if I was gonna buy a Codex, the Inquisitor one seems to give me a lot more flexibility. So I'd be more tempted with that. And also I could use Stormtroopers in that, use the Stormtrooper models as acolytes. So we'll see. Yeah, I don't really have a lot to say. I think they could just be added in as a bit of fun to other armies. I can't imagine fielding a whole force of these. I think it would be a little bit dull. They don't have any of the large tanks. Although you could ally, I suppose, if you allied in an Imperial Knight to a main force of these guys, then that could be good fun. That would give you some serious firepower. Yeah. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. As I say, I'm Steve from Toys in the Hood. So we've got a Facebook page. We've got our own website, toysinthehood.com, where I sell a range of gaming t-shirts that you might find of interest. Then please subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can see more of these videos. Yeah, if you've got any requests, put them in the comments box, and I'll try to get around to them when I can. So thank you ever so much for your time. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Cheers.